I'm still real
sorry.
quick, I'm still, the fire department contribution, I see it was in the 2014-15 budget, but of course not in 15-16. I don't know what the council feels about
I'm not paying for a Christmas party.
that.
That's what it comes down to, is if you look in this, in the big thick packet, okay, is a letter the transit company sent requesting, it's basically a grant contribution. This was just
No, not the transit, the fire
But-
department.
the fire department. What, the reason that slot exists is because they were receiving a $1,500 donation, is what it amounted to. We can't do donations. It went straight to the fire department. It didn't go through the county. It wasn't a grant for services in return. It was going for their Christmas party. We found out. And it was decided by the council last year that we were not gonna continue.
I reviewed other ones, and I don't know how, right now, Granbury does it, but Granbury puts literally in there appreciation for the police and the fire. And I know we're not Granbury, but I feel like the city, you know, doesn't have a fire department, but, you know, we fall under the county, and you know, the appreciation for the fire department, EMSs and police, through.
City administrator, what kind of program, because I know we can't just donate, we can't, I mean, it's like, in that respect, it's like giving a donation to Boy Scouts. Cities can't do that.
We can do,
Is there a mechanism that we can?
yes, we can do an interlocal agreement with the volunteer fire department. They are considered a quasi-governmental body relating to the county, and we can do a interlocal agreement with them and specify that they are delivering certain services to the city, and in regard for those certain services, we're providing them with $1,500 or $1,000 or whatever the council's desire in that regard.
My thinking on this is, why can we not give it to the county and they give it?
We can
I
make
mean,
the,
I'd rather
we
make
can
it
do
to
the
the
interlocal.
county,
We
yeah,
can do the
interlocal with the county rather than interlocal with the fire department.
We can do it with the county, either one.
I mean, I feel much more comfortable doing that.
Because I do know that there are certain needs that the fire department invariably comes up with, especially during burn bans and stuff, where they need additional funds for water, for Gatorade, et cetera, when they're out there on the line, that they run out of, okay? And if we can maybe contribute it to that, or attribute it, and then,
We need
but I
to
agree with
designate
you
what it's
going
going
through.
for. We're strict
Yeah.
about how we say we're spending money around here.
Right,
We don't just give gifts to
Designating.
people.
yeah. No, you're right.
Even any department, even the fire
You're right,
department.
you're right.
What's it going for?
What's it going for? And as.
Do we even spend
Councilwoman
$1,500 on our own employees for a party?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not for a single employee,
Not for a single
for
one.
an entire year.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
And
that's
that's for
fine.
everything and anything for the entire year.
Those are our employees.
But I agree, accountability with it going through the county, with it specified,
Well, and
like Councilman Moore says,
I would-
if we're gonna do it.
I would make one comment about the volunteer department. In prior years, the city was rated by the Insurance Service Organization, ISO, at a rate of, I believe it was 6, which is down on the bottom end of the scale. The county was rated a 9, which is pretty much at the bottom. In this last year, the ISO re-rated, and based on our water supply system and our ability to pump water, the fire department's ability to respond, those sort of things, the city and the county were both raised to a 3, which for a volunteer department is exceptional.
Heard of it.
Fully paid departments.
I don't mind giving them the money, I just want to know where it's going. And
Exactly.
it's not going for parties, it's going for gas or,
And that's, Dennis, that's what we can stipulate in the agreement. We can say that this is in relation for the fire department providing fire suppression services to the city We're providing them with $1,500 for that particular purpose, and you know, it'll get buried in their account or in their budget, but it's still, by contract, that's what it says it's going for. So,
Well, or not, the fire chief and the EMTs, aren't they county employees? They got the county, aren't they?
Half of their department
Yeah.
is
I
paid.
think the EMTs are paid by the county, and I may be
county.
wrong on that, but
And the fire chief.
The fire chief and
The
the
county
assistant fire
taxpayers
chief.
fire marshal.
pay their salaries. I pay their salaries, we pay their salaries.
They have 47 other volunteer, I believe, something
And-
about 47 different volunteer service people.
And it's my understanding from, and I don't have exactly the follow along on this, but somehow or other, they have a connection with another fire department that has told them their volunteers cannot hold fundraisers to raise some of the things that the volunteers would need money for to purchase, but it prohibits them from establishing the fund that they would normally do a fundraiser for, like the Pass the Boot and stuff. They've been specifically, volunteers have been specifically prohibited because they do have actual, employees. So they are kind of strapped. But, I think the whole issue was the lack of accountability that we need to be able to have as a municipality so that what we're doing with the budget is, and the taxpayer money is legal. So,
I'm just asking for us to explore it.
I
And
said, I don't
keep
have a
the
problem putting
feasibility.
it back in, but I want an interlocal agreement with the county, and it goes through the county to them.
you want us to put it in pending an agreement?
I mean, that's just my, if we wanna do
Pending
that, that
pending
is.
what it's gonna go for.
So they haven't
I
asked
think we
for
need to
it?
select that it's to go for
Equipment or
scholarship
something.
or-
I would stipulate fire suppression or fire,
however you,
other fire activities. But if we stipulate what it is, then there's really no argument from their side if for whatever reason that check's
Do
good.
they have some sort of bank account of their own, and then we give them that $1,500 check, is it going into, what money?
no,
What
it goes
county?
to, just it goes to the county.
It went into the county.
That would be my recommendation, is that we pass through the county and that way.
If you pay to the county, made out to the county.
It was.
No, the other
I'm
one
talking
was,
about
The
in
other
the
one was.
past.
no, in the
No, it
past it
wasn't.
went straight to them.
They have their own bank account?
it went straight to them, no, it went straight to them and got cash
They have their own.
and use.
Oh.
The county was not even aware that they were getting it.
If we contract with the county, then it goes to the county auditor's office and then to the fire department.
And I think that's the way it should go. I mean, the identification of services rendered within the city, I mean, we use the fire marshal, correct? To do and within the county, within the city services. The county can represent a fire marshal, but we can also have city fire marshals also. We don't provide that service, but we have a county that does that, so.
A county that I pay taxes to also.
We also
Yeah,
pay
I'm
city
more
taxes
contributing,
with
yes, I am.
additional
I'm contributing to the county.
services because
It's
it's
not
a
like we're not
densely
doing anything.
population. It's a densely population. I put the same thing, but
Right.
identification of additional for living in the city.
And that's gonna be set at 1,500? Is that what the council's proposing?
What's feasible?
I'm sorry?
What's feasible? I mean, he might come out to say that nothing can be done right now, but yes, I mean, 1,500.
1,500 is not a whole lot of money, obviously, but I think that's a start in seeing that we can get the cooperation and make sure that everything works according to the way it should. I think that would be a good starting place.
And we will get to see a copy of the agreement before.
Yes.
Do we want to go to them and ask for an agreement, or do we want to present them with our agreement?
I'll get with the county judge and we'll figure out something in that regard and either Andy or Brady can put together an agreement.
Councilman Jones?
Just a comment, if somebody writes a check to me to the Glen Rose Veterinary Clinic, I can't walk up to the bank and cash it. I have to deposit it.
Okay, well, they may have been
And-
depositing in an account, all we know is
And-
that the
And
county.
if you wrote a check to the volunteer fire department, it's gonna have to go into their bank account. They just can't walk up there and cash it. Like our city administrator and secretary have, a lot of authorities, but they can't cash a check, just made up. And police have turn this check into cash. It has to go into the bank account.
Well, all I can tell you is, when I checked that out last year, when it came up in budget, and I talked to, Mark Crawford, okay, and he confirmed the check was given directly to him, and they used it for the Christmas party. I checked with the county, trying to track this down, because the only thing we had was a check, no receipt or anything else. And the county finance officer was totally unaware of it. And they also then started asking some questions and came back, and it was confirmed. And our folks remember very clearly handing the check the
Mark
previous
Crawford?
year to Mark Crawford.
We were aware this money was going, I assumed at the time it was going for operation,
Exactly.
going for operations.
Exactly, and that's what the council was under the auspices of.
And we understood